This was one of the most difficult videos I've ever had to compile for my 8 Fastest Rap series because B.A.P has so many songs, but also the fact that Zelo is such a fucking tease, okay? He literally has some of the fastest tongue movements, but they never really last long enough. Let me explain how I do the list before I actually get into that though. First, I listen to all of Zelo's raps I can find in B.A.P or solo and I figure out the fastest part that I can by ear. Then I count out the syllables over an 8-second period and divide the total amount of syllables by 8 to get the average syllable per second to put them in order. Now, I'll just state ahead of time for those of you that actually listen to the video that this doesn't really work out in Zelo's favor, this way of doing it, because his iconic raps in like Warrior and Power are, well, short. Warrior only lasts 3 seconds, Power lasts 5 seconds. So because he doesn't really keep the consistency up with a fast pace or keep going, it brings down his total syllable count, which makes it lower than other people in K-pop. So I do choose 8 seconds because I can't just go like blah, 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 and then count the blah, blah, blah part as a rap, because I don't really take it as rap. Like, I want to take the consistency into account so we can compare Zelo with other K-pop rappers over 8 seconds. And yeah, so let's just get into number 8. I've talked long enough. So starting off this list with number 8, as you just saw, we have Albatross and Zelo's verse at the 5-second mark. He hits 51 syllables in 8 seconds, which averages out to 6.4 syllables per second. And personally, I gotta say, this is one of my favorite raps from Zelo. It's so smooth, it's so flowy over this poppy track. Albatross isn't really a hip-hop vibe track like a lot of B.A.P songs are. It's a very poppy, feel-good sound, like hit the songs like That's My Jam and Feel So Good. The Albatross is another like poppy, feel-good song, and he is able to get this many syllables and make it sound so fast and fluid, and I don't know, it just has this really fun aspect to it, which I absolutely love. And it's personally, like I said, one of my favorites, and I'm really happy it made number 8. But now we're gonna move on to number 7. So number 7, as you just saw, is their B.A.P song Kingdom with Zelo's verse at the 38-second mark. He hits 52 syllables in 8 seconds, which averages out to 6.5 syllables per second. And now, Kingdom is a slow rap overall. It is generally a slow rap. There's not much to it except for that final bar he spits at the very end, which gets it like half of the syllables that he needs to hit this list and hit 52 syllables in 8 seconds. He gets with that last bar. And it sounds so good, it sounds so fast, and it's kind of like those bars from Warrior and Power. At the end, he just spits fire. And it is so incredible to hear. I love listening to this. I love listening to the sound of his mouth being able to do that, because there's no way in hell I'd be able to do it that much in that little amount of time. The rest of the rap is just kind of average, not gonna lie, but that last part is what really stands out in Kingdom, and I love it. It sounds so cool. So for number 6, we have Chiquita, which is coming in with 54 syllables in 8 seconds, which averages out to 6.8 syllables per second. And this is at about the 25-second mark in the song where Zelo gets going. And boy, do I love this song. This rap is so consistent. It's probably one of his more consistent raps on this list, where it's not one small bar that like carries the rap, but it's just like the entire rap as a whole is just relatively fast. And it's on one of my favorite songs off the Noir album. Honestly, I love the entire Noir album. Killer and Confession and Skydive and Chiquita. Honestly, it's such a beautiful and amazing album. I listen to it all the time. But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the song Chiquita. It's such a beautiful song as well. That's so catchy and kind of like exotic sounding. It has a nice sound to it. But Zelo's rap is amazing. It's so consistent. It's so pure. And again, another one of my faves, just like Albatross. I don't know if you guys noticed this, but we actually jumped all the way up to number 3 now, because for the first time ever on my 8 Fastest Rap videos, we have a 3-way tie for number 3. So the next 3 songs are all 56 syllables. And this first one I'm going to talk about is Do What I Feel, which is at about the 152 mark in the song. Zelo gets 56 syllables per second, which is 7 syllables per second. And just like Chiquita, this one probably even more so, is extremely consistent. This is just an extremely fast flow for the entire 8 seconds where he doesn't really stop to breathe much. He just keeps going. This is the kind of rap I really love, when you just keep going. And I can really appreciate when he's like just straight up fire and like power and warrior, and we saw earlier in Kingdom. But this one is just flowy and so catchy. Honestly, I had never listened to this song before doing this list. Some of these other ones that you'll hear later I hadn't heard of either from B.A.P. So I'm really glad I did, because this rap from Zelo, like the entire song's really cool, but this rap is so good. So the second song tied for number 3 that you just heard is called Voice Message by B.A.P, and it's Zelo's verse at the 138, about that mark. Zelo gets 56 syllables in 8 seconds like before, so 7 syllables per second. And this is another song I had never heard of from B.A.P before, and I really regret not looking at it, because this is such a good song. And this is another rap from Zelo that's really extremely fast at some points and then slower at others. It's not as consistent, which if it was more consistent, it would have been so much higher. And that's one of the things that are irking me about making this list. It's like, if he had just kept going a little, it could have been so fast. But either way, it's a really good rap, and I really love this one too. All of these raps are really good. So the third and final song that you just heard tied for number 3 was Zelo's verse at the 44-second mark in their intro song Monologue. And like the other two, it has 56 syllables in 8 seconds, which is 7 syllables per second. And it's insane how all 3 of these songs have equal amount of syllables, like completely different songs, completely different time signatures and different flows and different words and different everything, but they still all have 56 syllables in these 8 seconds. It still mind boggles me how you could get so precise, such similarities, but at the same time I'm like, well, of course, because it's Zelo, he has his distinct sound, and this is going to be like his consistent flow that he usually has. And it's just impressive overall that you can have 3 songs with 7 syllables per second and they all sound completely different. That he can take these words, take different words and make them sound all completely different while saying 7 syllables in a second, doing different patterns. And I don't know, I guess it's just me. I'm just mind boggled by how he does it. So now moving on to the silver medal number 2 spot. I'm sure you all knew that song. It's obviously Power. It's Zelo's verse where it starts about the 137 mark in the song. He hits 59 syllables in 8 seconds, which is 7.4 syllables per second. And now this is one of Zelo's most popular fast raps. This is one of the raps that's made him known as such a fast, amazing rapper. And I wish he made it longer. Because like I said in the beginning, that's about 5 seconds of him going, I can't even do it. And if it was just another 3 seconds of him doing that, it could have been up into the 70s for the amounts of syllables per second. And he goes so fast, and it's so amazing to listen to. It's so orgasmic to listen to and impressive. It's like, how does he do that? I'm just in awe listening to him be able to talk that fast and rap that fast. Like, damn. And now finally we are at the number 1 spot, and you guys know what it is. Warrior takes the number 1 spot on our list. I'm pretty sure everyone could guess that. Warrior comes in at the 134 mark in this song with 63 syllables in 8 seconds, which is 7.9 syllables per second. And holy shit, can I just focus on the last 3 seconds of this song where he goes, just listen to it. Like, that's insane that he can do that. And if you just took that part, I'm pretty sure I've seen somewhere where it's up to above 11 or 12 syllables per second. But like I said before, I'm trying to like make it consistent among all of the artists I do and just make it completely at 8 seconds so we can compare. So using all 8 seconds instead of just that little snippet, an 8-second thing, it takes it down to 63, which is still insanely fast and still number 1, but just that ending part is so insane to listen to, and I get chills every time it comes on. I literally do. It's so insane, and I'm pretty sure you all know that too. But with that, that's the end of our video, and that's the number 1 spot, Warrior. If you enjoyed, show some love down below. It would mean the world to me. Leave a like, and recommend some other rappers from K-pop, K-hip hop that you would love to figure out their 8 fastest raps too. Share this video around, etc., etc. You know how it goes. And as always, K-pop and chill, the safe way.
깨고 부딪혀야 해 우릴 볼 수 있도록 크게 소리쳐야 해